My humble vanakams, namaste, namaskaram, om sairam. Greetings to the court of your understanding and good evening. On behalf of the bereaving family, we want to welcome you all to this 15-day Karmadi Shantyam of our beloved Mrs. Sivalutchmee Naidoo, also known as Yvonne. The group that's seated in front of you are the members of the Sithambaram Nadarajan Temple Society. We'll be rendering this evening's prayer service. It's a very humble request to you that during the duration of the service, we expect to be silent. For those of us that know the hymns and psalms, you're most welcome to join in and be part of this prayer service. This prayer service will be made up of two parts, namely a first half of an invocation, and the second half will comprise of sacred hymns from the Devaram, Tiruvasakam, Tiruvarupa, during which time you'll be given an opportunity to offer your prayer in the form of a tribute. With that, can we all humbly rise for the opening prayer? ஈசனடி போற்றி எந்தையடி போற்றி தேசனடி போற்றி ஓம் சுதஞ்சேவடி போற்றி அருள் பெரும் ஜோதி தனி பெரும் கருணை ஓம் குரு பிரம்மா குரு விஷ்ணு குரு தேவ மகேஸ்வர குரு சாட்சாத் பரபிரம்மா தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குருவே நமः ஞானமுலம் குருர்மூர்த்தி பூஜாமுலம் குருர் பதம் மந்திராமுலம் குருர் வாக்கியம் முக்ஷாமுலம் குருர் கிருபா முக்ஷாமுலம் சிவானந்தனே கிருபா ஓம் திருசத்ரம்பலம் அலை மகளே தாயே கருமாரி போற்றி ஓம் அலை மகளே தாயே கருமாரி போற்றி ஓம் கலை மகளே தாயே கருமாரி போற்றி மதுரையில் உன் பேரல் மீனாட்சி தில்லையில் உன் பேரல் சிவகாமி காத்தினால் கருமாரி தாயே உன் பதம் நமஸ்தே 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 மூர்வர முகமாய் தோன்றும் ஆதி பராசக்தி நீயே கருமாரி தாயே உன் பதம் நமஸ்தே 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 ஓம் தத்புருஷாய வித்மஹி மகாசின்னாய தீமஹி தன்னோ ஷண்முகா பிரச்சோதயாத் ஓம் திருவைகுண்டம் தன்னுள் வார்வே தேவ குருவே தேவர்களாம் அருவே திருகின்றும் திருமாலே மணியே கனியே மாதவமே பெருமே எம் பெருமானே தமுதராய அராய பொருளாயே அச்சுதாய ஹரி நமோ நாராயணாம் ஓம் பூர்வஸ்வா தத்சவிதுர்வரேண்யம் பர்கோ தேவஸ்ய தீமஹி ஓம் சாந்தி சாந்தி சாந்தி. Guru Brahma Welcome to those that joined us at a little later stage, and thank you for being such good patrons thus far. Our first speaker this evening is Mr. Tulsidasan Chetty, Devan Chetty, who will be paying tribute on behalf of the family.
Welcome, dear brothers and sisters. Sometimes when we talk a lot, but when in front of the mic we get nervous. But I'm rest assured we'll adjust in a few seconds. On behalf of the family, the Naidoo family, that's our brother Gregory, his 2 sons, his 14-in-laws, 3 sons, sorry. 3 sons, 3 sons and our daughter-in-laws, and the host of family, the brothers, Yvonne's brothers and family. A very warm welcome. I think I need to extend that. And the mother. I'm indicated by I don't know the family so well, but I'm getting to know them. Ma, it's nice to have you here. I know you're not well, but nice to be here as well. Yes, families and friends have challenged this inclement weather to be here with the family, obviously with Gregory and the extended family, to show solidarity. I'm just going to say a few words on our sister Yvonne. Many of us know Sister Yvonne. We may know her from the rungs of the Temple Society, Phoenix Temple Society, from which she stems, of which Brother Gregory is a senior member. Her involvement in the temple was not that of, if I could call it, showing face or showing another individual what I can do. But it was more of being unnoticed. And I clearly can pick out an incident when Brother Gregory, and I think it was Sister Brother Vishnu, his wife, and Yvonne, that made their way to the temple. And our temple, we got huge carpets. It's a tedious job to wash, and the temple. But she undertook this with Auntie Salosh, and Gregory and Vishnu didn't do much, but the ladies worked. And I was surprised to see her there. Those of us know Yvonne, we know her to be a very quiet person. But if you do get to know her, and she gets to know you, she is, unfortunately, a chatterbox. In my family, we've experienced that. Her home, or rather my home, was her home. And everybody in my family ranks knew Yvonne. They knew her quite well. Because Yvonne was a person who would communicate with my family, immediate family, and my extended families at my house. She felt comfortable for some reason. And she loved being there. Yvonne, to her sons, I know she spoke of her sons very highly. And this I can tell you personally. It's not here because I'm being hired to talk or say something specific on the family. I know this for a fact. She held her sons in very high regard. All of them. Yes, her husband is a husband. But she always spoke of her sons. Sons came first. Oh, we need to get home. The boys will come from work. The boys will come from here. I need to do this and that. A very loving person to all of us that knew her. She would extend her arm, probably a leg as well, to you if she knew you as a family. That's the kind of person Yvonne was. Now, many of us may not know that. I'm assuming we all know that. But if you do, that's good. She was this kind of person. And she never ever said no. But she was always also a very stern person. I won't say stubborn. Stern person. But would like to say the right things and be in the right, or keep people that are in the right. If she was wrong, she would apologize. That's the kind of person Yvonne was. Now, to Brother Gregory, from the time Sister Yvonne was not well, right up till now, well, I think my wife will know more, but from the time of her passing away, we've been in contact with Brother Gregory and the family. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you this. I'm fortunate that I still have Kogi with me. To live without the mother of the house, to live without your partner, a life partner, to live with a friend It's very, very, very difficult. And we have to be realistic. Brother Gregory has an uphill battle together with the boys to fight at this moment. But be rest assured, his faith in the divine will show him a way how to deal with it. That is why we go to the temples, the churches, and to the mosques to get the strength from the higher power to help us in times like this. And I'm sure his involvement with the temple and the religious organizations that hasn't failed to help will give him the strength now and the family that is so needed now. And he also has a huge spiritual family to fall back on. And at that breath, let me mention our brother Sammy from the Sithambaram Nadarajan Temple Society. That's the group that's seated in front of you today, if they haven't not been mentioned. At the beck and call, he's here to assist us and to render service that comes from the heart. I don't have to thank him. He knows the line we are. We don't have to thank him for that. That's a saver. But let me openly place on record, we appreciate him being here. More so that he knows Brother Gregory as a brother from a long time. And the family. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, in parting, many of us have our parents, we have our elders. Please, find it in ourselves, more especially the youngsters. I consider myself young. I have a lot of elder folk. My parents are late. But a lot of elder folk around me that I consider to be parents. Respect them, cherish them. We are here today, gone tomorrow. Brother Gregory, imparting to you and the family, once again, be rest assured that the Phoenix Temple Society and the extended families, to your friends and your immediate family, are here as your backing strength. I'll hand you over to Sammy.
Thank you, Mr. Chidi, for sharing your interactions and your involvement with Yvonne. And yes, very important. There's no need for thank yous. What's important, we need to know our destinations. If we know where we come from, we know where we're going. As simple as that. That's how simple it is. Our next speaker is Mr. Nadarajan, Gaunda, Vishnu. Can Vishnu please come forward?
Vanakkam, namaste, namaskaram, Sithambaram to one and all. Thanks, Gregory, for catching me off guard. But nevertheless, yes, we are seated here this evening to pay tribute to our sister Yvonne. See, life is uncertain, but that is for sure. The day we are born is destined for us to leave this earth plane. God is a plan drawer, and we are merely here to stay on this earth plane for such time that we'll have to leave. Sister Yvonne fought the struggle, 6 years, cancer. She was strong, very strong. I haven't seen her at any time. Maybe we went home behind closed doors, she cried, maybe she shouted, she punched walls, or whatever the story may be. But whenever I seen this lady, you'll never ever say she was ill. I met her in December. She laughed at me because I took this young man to my house. I said, "Come in, boy, I got a hamper for you." I gave him a 2-liter Coke and a packet of chips. And he once said to me, "You know what, Avish, you never change." A very strong woman. We befriended her when Craig was, I think, grade R. He and my son was in the same class. They finished matric together. It's like, this year will be like almost 25 years that we befriended. And they used to come home, we used to socialize, and As Brother Chetty said, oh yes, she could talk. Believe you me, she could speak. And she was a very happy, fun-going person. Whatever she had in her, she spoke it outright. She was a very outspoken person. If she didn't like what was going on, she'll tell it to you. But again, unfortunately, a sickness got the better of her. We all let Chetty stay forever. Sooner or later, something's going to happen to us, and we also have to leave. But Brother Sammy just made a statement just now, and Brother Devin Chetty. How do we prepare ourselves for that? So simple. We've got so many communities around us, spiritual centers, churches, mosques, temples. We got to go in there and pray and to prepare ourselves for that. As the COVID came around us, last 2 years or so, that is no more like before. We went to, previously when you go for a ceremony, everybody should be crying by now. Songs that were rendered used to make you cry. Funerals were the worst that I've ever been. I'm not degrading anything. I'm not saying we're going to a modern world. What I'm saying you is, as we get into the younger generation, we're trying to understand that. We're trying to accept that. That's one thing we all need to learn and understand. Any religion, we got to face and accept that death will come upon us sooner or later, one day in our lifetime. As Sister Yvonne departed, the sons and the husband, extended family, as Brother Chetty said, you guys got to find this path to make yourself strong, to accept this. And the best way to do that is through divinity, is through God, is through worship. You guys are spiritually inclined, so you won't be funny, difficult. Oh yes, I can't tell you no, you're going to go. You're going to cry. I know Brother Greg, when I came and saw him the day his wife passed on, he did some drastic things in his house. I reckon, don't feel ashamed. Bust the TV. You're allowed to bust the window. You're allowed to. He was cross with God. But God don't take the blame for all this here. God gave her the sickness. The sickness took Sister Yvonne away. God didn't take it away. But God is a planner. The more we learn to understand this, the more self-realization kicks in the spiritual world, saying that we're going to accept this. Brother Chetty said it's a divine family, spiritual family. They partake in every function at our temple. Sunday service, Monday service. We used to go out for ceremonies. Brother Sammy used to be with us. That's what we need. So in closing, I want to say is, please everybody, we're living in a different world, different era, that where death is knocking on our doors every day. And the more we prepare, the more we'll accept that. To the family, I want to say, there's no amount of words can make you feel at ease. As I said to you just now, it's all about time. We say take one day at a time. But don't feel shame. The lamp is in your house, light the lamp, and you're allowed to talk. And the more you talk, I guess the more answers and satisfaction you get. Nandri, Vanakkam.
Thank you, Mr. Ganda, for that message. Simply means life is just an illusion, and that is going to be certain to every one of us. And yes, our destinies are set out the day we are born. The day we're born, our destinies are all set out. I'm also fortunate in a sense that I also had my interactions with Yvonne during my tenure at the Phoenix Temple Society. And yes, a very humble soul indeed. And once again, our condolences to the family, and we pray that God gives you the fortitude and the strength to overcome this loss. Yes, many questions, we may not find their answers. But I just want to, I think it's important that we touch base and in regards to this Karmadi Shantiam, this 16th day ceremony that we are busy in the midst of observing, this family is in observance. And I think the very important reason, and not think, it is from the Agamas, the South Indian Agamas. So in scripture it tells us that we fast 16 days. The reason for fasting 16 days because the moon got 14 phases that we call Tidis. If we call it Tidis, the moon got 14 phases. Are they Shukla Paksham or Krishna Paksham? Waxing moon or waning moon? So that's what we will observe. So 14 phases of the moon. And we start on the phase of the moon when our dear ones depart. And on the 16th day, we'll come back to the same phase. 14 phases, Amavasi, Paurnami will give you 16 days. Amavasi is dark night, Paurnami is full moon. So we get 16 days. That's the reason why we fast 16 days. We fast one full cycle of the moon. One full cycle of the moon. 14 Tidis, Amavasi, Paurnami will give 16. So it's imperative. I said 16. 16, we fast 16 days. We do not break fast on the 16th day. We fast for 16 days. We created a bad habit. Because our families are around and everybody is around, we break fast on the 16th day, which is incorrect. Incorrect, agamically incorrect. It's my duty that I've studied to ensure that I educate, impart the knowledge that I've gained to my fellow people, so that we fast when the saying is back from the days we were not even born, and it was said you fast for 16 days and not 15 days. And the other golden rule is that when you do a yagam, you cannot eat meat. So on the 16th morning, we do our yagam. We cannot eat meat after yagam. That's also another rule. That's down in our scriptures. And it's total disrespect after you perform a yagam and you go and eat meat. So it's important for us to understand this thing, and I think it's my duty to ensure that we understand that. Also, we maybe have too many like the questions that we may have that, Yvonne has been a great soul and Yvonne has did this and did that, and why it has to happen to her. We've got to understand that our souls will take multiple births and we come from a birth. We're also answerable for our previous karmic action. We don't know what we were, how we were previously, and we come back, we have to complete our cycles of our lives. And we don't know if this soul has reached moksham. That's what we're praying for. Our ultimate prayer as a family, we're praying for the soul to reach moksham, to become one with God. And that's our ultimate prayer. And if our prayer is that if she's coming back, he must take the highest form of birth, and that is human birth, and come back and enjoy life. Enjoy life with no sicknesses, no pain, no sorrows. It must come back and just enjoy life. That's what our prayer is. Our prayer is also a twofold prayer. Whilst we are asking God for forgiveness, we are asking God, please forgive us. If the soul has faulted knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive the soul. And we also ask for forgiveness for ourselves. Ourselves, meaning that if we have transgressed and we have disappointed this soul, we also ask for forgiveness. It's our chance to ask for forgiveness. Because the souls belong to God and doesn't belong to nobody else. And we know that. It's common that we put our palms together. It's Vanakam, Namaste, Namaskaram. Simply means the inner divinity in me greets the inner divinity in you. What divinity we talk about? We talk about the soul that's within you. We talk about the soul that's within you. That's what we're greeting. We greet that soul within you. And we'll have to bow our head. We're supposed to be bowing our head and respecting that soul within you. Because that soul lives on. The second the body ceases to exist, the soul exits and they take their journey. And they go back to its maker, try to reach its maker. So through this process, we all give an attachment. We want good cars, we want lovely houses, we want good clothes. That's all of us. That's what we strive for. Good thing. And even the soul thinks that this body is its permanent residence. So we got through prayer, we got to remind the soul that this is not your permanent residence. You got to go back to your maker. Tomorrow morning, this family will proceed to the sea or to the river and perform the prayer. They'll do a Suryan prayer. They'll ask Suryan, Lord Sivaparamane, for permission for the soul to ascend through the Kalmanja that you use during the funeral ceremony. And this Kalmanja was kept at the lamp for the 16 days. We believe that the soul is contained in that Kalmanja because Manja is purity. And that's what we believe in. So we pray tomorrow morning as we go, we finish the prayer at home. We will do Yelantani. Yelantani simply means the souls don't belong to us. It belongs to God. We got to detach. We got to release the souls to go back. We don't say forget. We can't forget. But we got to detach the soul. The soul has to go back to its maker. So we'll do Yelantani. Proceed to then the ladies will do the Yagam at home because the ladies don't go to the river. And that Yagam is a purification ceremony. The men will go to the river, build a house, because we create different entrances and different exits. So the soul can enter or exit through any direction. In the kingdom of God, there's no direction for in the kingdom of God. So we prepare this house. We prepare this the pindam, the 16 pindas that we prepare for every tidhi that we spoke about, 16 tidhis. we spoke about, and the soul will be prepared for back for his journey. So that's the process that the soul will take. The soul through prayer it will make this journey easier, make the journey more simplified. And some other people may say that our souls linger on for 16 days and while the others go directly. No, absolutely not. We get many lingering souls. And I don't want to touch on religion. That's my job to teach you about religion. Each one of you know your religion that you need to be and so forth. We don't get the microphone and ask you to put your hand up and ask you to be saved. I got up this morning, I was saved. I knew that I got up this morning, I had the ability to go to work, and I will be saved for the day. And I'll be saved for years to come too. I know that too. So, with all due respect to everybody, and I think my brother that touched on that and even said that you, whatever faith you belong to, is just a way of life. Religion is a way of life. The biggest religion that we all need to face, we need to serve, is a religion of love, more than a religion of faith. I think all of us are now so focused on religion, of faith, that we forgot the basics of our life. We forgot our own brothers and sisters. Leave alone our uncles and aunties. We forgot our very own family because we got so attached to this thing called religion, this word religion. And all of us need to go back to basics and say, where is this religion of love that we need? So God is love. In whatever religion you serve, God is love. And I know in the pillars of Hinduism, it's Mata, Pita, Guru Devam, your mother, your father, your teacher, then God. And many of us fail to respect our parents. But we're looking for God. I don't know where we're going to find God. You need to start from your parents. Mata, Pita, Guru Devam. Islam tells you the same thing. Heaven is at your mother's feet, and the key to heaven is at your father's feet. And Ephesians 6 in the Bible tells you, honor thy mother and honor thy father. So all these religions are telling you, great religions are telling you, this is the way. We need to worship our parents. Not even just respect them, we need to worship our parents. We'll worship people that we don't know. I know I perform many a prayer. After I finish the prayer, they're touching my feet. They don't even know me. But they'll touch my feet. When did you touch your parents' feet? The person that served you, toiled the soils, make sure that you had food on the table, make sure that you got dressed and went to school. When did you touch that feet? But you meet me for the first time, I can perform a prayer in your house, you're touching my feet. And that's an offense to me. Because you don't touch my feet, you don't even know me. Touch the feet of your parents. That's what we used to do. As Hindus, we should touch our feet of our parents. Touch that feet and say, I am going with your blessings. I want to come back with your blessings. That's what we used to do. And we used to be strong. We used to be entrenched within the value system. It's because that's what we practice. But we've lost that. My brother was saying that we've lost everything. We've lost everything. We don't need to sit here and scream and cry. Yes, because before we were more attached. We were more emotional. Because we were connected. We were connected. Now somehow we've lost everything. We've lost everything. So it's simple. It's simple for us. It's very simple. When our forefathers have come into this country, they've come in as slaves. They came with bare minimums or nothing. And they believed in Kadawal. They believed in God. They never had much to give. They offered water. And they offered God. And that's why we're sitting today, we're prosperous. We're okay. We're okay today. And wherever the Indians settled in the world, they became prosperous because our forefathers believed in Kadawal. They believed in God. They believed in the super God that's going to take care of them. Irrespective of the atrocities that they went through with the white regime and they were slaves. Not treated as slaves, they were slaves. People complain now of hard work. Our forefathers were slaves. And they never complained. They set aside money for education. They set aside money for religious organizations to be built, temples, because in the scriptures it says it's a sin for one to reside where there's no temple. So they made it their duty to build a temple wherever people resided. They made the place holy. They made the place spiritual. They made the place get energies because they brought in God wherever they was. And we need to continue that legacy. We need to, I know our brother Gregory and his family and my brothers are sitting there. They all are part of this mission. We need to save this heritage. We need to nurture this heritage. This legacy that lives on. It lived on for hundreds of years and we can make it live on for another couple of hundred years. If we do the right thing. And if we stop, we do not educate each other, we are going to be in trouble. But I'm just going to touch quickly on a padigram, two padigrams as such, to say this family right now is in difficulty. And we're going to say, I said earlier, we're going to do sacred hymns, Tevaram, Tiruvasagam, Tiru Arupa. One of the Arupa is Petra Taitane Magamarandalam. And it's in depth. If you start analyzing And I'm going to give you the synopsis of it. I'm not going to give you a word for word. It says if a mother can forget a child, or a child can forget a mother. If the eyes can forget the eyelids, or the eyelids can forget the eyes. Even if the soul can forget the body, and the body can forget the soul. How deep is that? All impossible. How can the eyes forget about the eyelids? How can the soul forget about the body, and the body forget the soul? So even if all these things happen, you just call out to Namah Shivaya and believe in Namah Shivaya. He will be there to guide you and protect you. And if you think that He gave you a problem, He didn't give you a problem, He gave you a challenge. He gave you a challenge, and He's going to walk this journey with you. With this family, He's going to walk with you. He's going to give you the strength. He's going to give you the fortitude, because He's going to walk this journey with you. He's going to be there, part of every aspect, every endeavor of your life. He's going to be there. And that's what the Patigam simply means. Even Sutrane, Vedi, and same thing. He said, even if all your fellow men turn against you, everybody can turn against you. And He can even take boulders and tie it onto your shoulders and throw you to the ocean for you to sink. Hail the name Namat Shivaya. Even that will become impossible. Even if you got boulders on your shoulders, you will not sink. Because Namat Shivaya will save you. He will save you. We can stand and give you testimonies upon testimonies. Probably this whole year won't be enough. Of all that we know that God has given us trials, tribulations, and He's given us, and at the end of the day, He's given us the victory of overcoming every situation. Every situation. But you got to believe in prayer. You got to believe that God is going to do this. And if you plant beans tomorrow morning, and if you do not start nurturing and putting water, that thing is not going to germinate. So if you plant a seed of bean, you must make sure you nurture it, you water it, and it's going to germinate. And that bean tree, if you nurture it properly, it's going to bear beans. Don't expect it to bear mealies. The way you nurture it, the way you take care of it, that's the kind of crop it's going to give you. And that's our lives. Simply means that what you put into this life is what you're going to get out. Is what you're going to get out. Everything is there. Every one of you seated here, every one of you, wherever you are, you're the architect of your life. And coincidentally, I had this conversation with my brother today. I'm telling him that nobody's going to come and do miracles for you. These miracles are there. You can perform it yourself. Let it happen for yourself. Work towards it. Achieve it. And it will happen. It's going to happen. Don't sit back and think, I'm going to catch a lotto next week. And next week comes, I'm going to catch it next week. Or I'm going to go to the casino and put my salary, maybe I can double it. Do not depend on that, because you'll be in ruins. You'll be having nothing left. So thank you once again. We can, like I said, we can go on talking about culture. We can talk about different aspects of culture, the different understanding, the different levels of everything that we perform. Everything that we perform the 8 steps here, the 8 stages of our lives. Each one of us know that we got the 8 stages of our lives, and we'll have to reach the apex at some point. That's where Yvonne is now, at the apex. Sivalutchmee, we prayed to Lord Vishnu Peramane, Perumal Swami. We prayed over this from the day Yvonne has passed on for the purification of the soul. The soul has to get purified and handed over to Lord Sivaperamane. So now at the apex, sitting at Lord Sivaperamane's feet, he's waiting to receive this soul through all the processes that the prayer has been performed. We're going to start the second half of the prayer for the immediate family, then family, friends, whoever is here. It's a humble appeal that there must be continuity to this prayer. We've come as a collective, we've come together as one to offer our prayer. So let's have continuity to this prayer. If you see a family that's finished, you should be in readiness to perform your prayer. Come in your family units. A family that prays together will stay together. We can enter. வந்தேன் நான் பாடே வந்தேன் once again, we trust that each one of you have been given an opportunity to offer your prayer. With that, can we all humbly rise? Can we have the immediate family in front? And whoever else wants to join in, you're welcome to join the family. Thank you.
ஓம் நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க நாதன் தாழ் வாழ்க பொழுதுமின் நெஞ்சம் நீகாரன் தாழ் வாழ்க கோரியாண்ட குரு மனிதன் தாழ் வாழ்க ஈசனடி போற்றி ஜெயனி போற்றி தேசனடி போற்றி ஓம் சுவத் சேவனி போற்றி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி பெரும் கருணை குரு பிரம்ம குரு விஷ்ணு தேவ மகேஸ்வர குரு சாட்சாத் பரபிரம்ம தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குருவே நமः ஞானமுலம் குரு மூர்த்தி பூஜாமுலம் குரு பதம் மந்திராமுலம் குரு வாக்கியம் மோட்சாமுலம் குரு கிருபா மோட்சாமுலம் சிவானந்தனே கிருபா ஓம் திருசுத்ரம்பலம் அலைமகளே தாயே கர்மாரி போற்றி ஓம் அலைமகளே தாயே கர்மாரி போற்றி அலைமகளே தாயே கர்மாரி போற்றி மதுரையில் ஒன் பேரும் மீனாட்சி தில்லையில் ஒன் பேரில் சிவகாமி காற்றும் கர்மாரி தாய் நமஸ்தே 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 மூர்வேர முகமாய் தோன்றும் மாறி பராசக்தி நீயே கர்மாரி தாயே உன் பதம் நமஸ்தே 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 ஓம் சத்புருஷாய வித்மஹி மகாசின்னாய தீமஹி தன்னோ ஷண்முகா பிரச்சோதயாத் ஓம் திரு வைகுண்டம் வாழ்வே தேவ குருவே தேவர்களாம் மறுவித்திருக்கின்றோம் திருமாலை மணியே கனியே மாதுவனே பெருமை எம் பெருமானே தமுதராய அராய பொருளாய அச்சுதாய் ஹரி நமோ நாராயணா கோவிந்தா கோவிந்தா கோவிந்தம் பிரஜாமோம் திவ்யதிபம் பிரஜாமோம் ஸ்ரீமதி சிவலட்சுமி நாயுடு கருமாதி பூஜ்யம் சமர்ப்பியாமி ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்